I saw my parents do a lot of care for the environment. My mom was always trying to plant native flowers. We had a lot of black-eyed Susans, raspberries, things that were supposed to be in our part of the world. I grew up caring about wildlife and birds and bees and butterflies, as much as I had the creepy crawlies, especially as I learned more about the climate crisis. So that's where I really started to think more about how climate change affects individuals. Care for the environment has been long a passion of mine. So here at Solomon's, we decided to go solar primarily for the environmental stewardship aspects of it. As we learned more, it became clear that it was also going to be a fiscally responsible decision and financial stewardship decision as a small church. But the conversation started really as a way to care for the environment, help care for God's creation. Without the IRA, this wouldn't have been doable for us. We would be paying about $100 a month more without the direct pay from the Inflation Reduction Act, which would mean that our loan payments would have been higher than most of our electric bills. So it wouldn't have been doable at all.
I'm Julie Emig, and I've been a lifelong member of Solomon's United Church of Christ. Our garden, as it stands now, has 20 raised beds, which are open to the community or anyone who wants to use it at no cost. We have 4 wheelchair accessible beds and 2 other raised beds for people who are physically impaired. We have a children's garden called Katie's Crops. What we're also trying to do is open up space for people who want a garden who don't have the means to do it, and educate people about growing their own food. So last year they donated over 300 pounds of produce to local organizations. We're on the bank over there. Last fall we planted a pollinator garden with native plants for butterflies and bees, and that's really doing well.
Having the savings from the solar panels means that if donations were to stop or we were to need to expand the garden, there's a safety net within the church budget for us to be able to do that. Same thing with our Power Pack program, which sends weekend meals home with our local elementary school students whose families experience food insecurity.
I am the coordinator for the Power Pack program for the New Franklin Elementary School with our solar panels. That does provide us additional funds to be able to always have the access to be able to pay for the items that we need doing the program. And we have ranged from 8 kids when we started to up to 29 children at a time, and that is weekly. We send home 3 meals a day for Saturday and also for Sunday, and it includes drinks and snacks.
One of the primary factors in a child's education is whether or not they're hungry. And so it's great that they get free breakfast and lunch while they're at school. We want to help over the weekend too. The Bible doesn't have a lot to say about caring for the environment, but it does have a tremendous amount to say about loving our neighbors. And as the climate crisis affects people, it's our responsibility to take care of this earth, God's handiwork, God's creation, and our common home. So we see these solar panels and avoiding carbon emissions as a way of loving our neighbors, which Jesus says the second greatest commandment is like it: love your neighbors as yourself.